Hello everyone, my name is Shizu. Our group will give a presentation on food culture in Taiwan and Japan. The table of contents is as follows. First of all, I will be in charge of the introductory part. After that, we actually conducted several interviews with Japan and Taiwanese students about food culture, and we asked them to present the results in the Taiwanese version and the Japan version in the order. Finally, I will proceed with the flow of conclusions. First of all, I would like to talk about the theme of why we choose food culture in Taiwan and Japan as an introduction. As you can see in the illustration on this slide, Taiwan and Japan have their own cuisines. There may be some dishes that you already know, and conversely, there may be dishes that you don't know from the other country, or there is a high possibility that you only know about your own country when it comes to the rules and customs of eating. Therefore, this time, while showing the results of the interview, I would like to talk about the etiquette of eating in Taiwan and Japan, the attractive parts of eating, and customs. I hope you enjoy listening to it.
Hi, my name is Wayne, and I'm one of the members of Taiwanese and Japanese collaboration project. And my group topic is the food culture differences of Japanese and Taiwanese. And I'm in charge of the parts which introduce the interview results. And let's dive into it. So first is about the impression and stereotypes. So both of our responses highlight the impression formed through media, with the first response mentioning a Japanese cartoon and restaurant advertisement, and another response is mentioned about social medias like YouTube and Instagram. So the difference is that the first response provides detailed observation about the portion size and visual appeal of Japanese food, such as the bento boxes, while the second one gives more general stereotypes such as Taiwanese love bubble tea and Japanese prefer in natto or sushi. And second is about the signature dishes. So the similarity of the two responses is that both identify dishes as popular in Taiwan that could compare to Japanese iconic foods such as xiaolongbao and fried chicken are mentioned in both responses. And the difference is that the first response offers a broader list, including breast pork rice, and beef noodles, and other like popcorn chicken. And the third one is about the flavor preference. So both of the responses highlight the contrast between Taiwan varied or bolder flavor, and Japanese is more like lighter and simple taste. And the third one is about the fourth one is about the dining manners. So the both of the responses that recognize the formality of Japanese dining practice, saying itadakimasu before meals, and contrast them with Taiwanese more casual approach. And the fifth of the question is about the dining style, and the similarities of the both responses mention the use of chopsticks and slurping style in Japan as a distinctive practice. And the sixth question is about the seasonal food. So both responses acknowledge the importance of seasonal ingredients in Japanese cuisine and see some parallels in Taiwan. Next is the seventh question is about the street food. So both responses has recognized the more diverse offering Taiwanese night market compared to Japanese street food. And the eighth question is about the meal habits, and both of our interviewees response that Japanese breakfast often include rice and miso soup, and contrast with Taiwanese breakfast there are more less options. And then for the next question is about the health conscious eating. So both of the interviewees answer they think that Japanese cuisine is more healthier due to its light and simple um, seasoning. But they think that Taiwanese food, particularly street food, can be more heavier. And for the 10th question is about the cultural exchange. So both of the interviewee they suggest different Taiwanese dishes to introduce the Japanese people with their own points. So these are the interview results, which I'm going to share with you guys, which I already shared with you guys. So this is my part. Thanks for listening.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Rita. I'm the third grade in the Donghai University in the Foreign Language and Literature department. And here is my interview with my Japanese besties. I want to explain why I want to have an interview with my friends about the Japanese food culture. Because due to the profound influence of the Japanese culture, I have loved Japanese cuisine since I was young. And I'm also very curious about the differences in the food culture between the Taiwanese and Japanese people. And for the example, you can see the picture in your left hand, and the top one and the bottom one is the different culture. And you can see there's a little bit change about the rice bowl, right? So we can know about is the top one is Taiwanese and the bottom one is the Japanese. And I want to introduce about my two interviewees. The first one is Kimura Yaya. She is my high school classmate, and right now she's in the Elan University, and she's also the same age as mine. And the other person is the Hiroki Miku Sensei. She is a teacher in the Hakuyo University. And I have the three parts of the questions about characteristics of Japanese food culture, daily dining habits and atmosphere, significance and impact of the food culture. And here's the first part. I asked them about what do you think is the most fascinating aspect of the Japanese food. And they give me the common point is about both highlighting the attention to detail and the customer's first spirit in the Japanese food culture. And there is a differences about the Kimura Yaya. She is focused on the food presentation, and the other Miku Sensei emphasizes the traditional omotenashi spirit and customer greeting. And here's the second question. How important do you think the atmosphere of sense of richer during meals is for Japanese people, and why? Both of them agree the sense of richer during meals is crucial as it reflects gratitude toward food and others. And Kimura Yaya gives me a broader explanation, while the Miku Sensei specifically mentions itadakimasu and goshiso-sama. And next question is about I asked them, are there any traditions of customers in Japanese food culture and that you hope it will be preserved forever? and both of them hope the tradition of the expressing gratitude before and after meals remains preserved. And Kimura Yaya focused on the gratitude towards nature and the chefs. And the Miku Sensei emphasizes specific customs like itadakimasu and gojisong sama. And I will tell you about the second part. And the second part, I asked them it's about what are the some common habits and or the atmospheres when eating with family or friends. Both of them mentioned not using smartphones during meals and engaging in the conversation. And my friends Kimura Yaya highlights about avoiding noise, and Miku Sensei provides a personal example of her grandmother enforcing this habit. Right. She's her parents always grandparents always requires them not to use the smartphone when they are having a meal together. And the next question is about is there an difference in the atmosphere between the breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And which one is the most important? And they all agree about the dinner is the most important meal due to its social significance. And my friend Yaya elaborates on the roles of all the three meals, but Miku Sensei only focus on the dinner. And the next question is about how does the atmosphere of family meals differ from the dining out. And they both note that the dining out is more formal compared to family meals and requires more attention to etiquette. And my friends told us discuss general formality and manners. And Miku Sensei says dress code is in different restaurant setting. Like you go to the some restaurant, they have many expensive meals. They need to wear the suits, and she told me the restaurant about 吉野家 is too cheap, so she always go to that shop always wearing just only a t-shirt and shirts, very simple and comfortable. And the next question I asked them is about are the meals time in Japan usually fixed or are they more flexible? And they told me like instead of the meal time in Japanese are generally fixed. And but you know we have my friends and I are the same age, and Miku Sensei it's a little bit elder than us, so she think about Miku Sensei think about like the fixed nature of tradition meals times, but us my friends Kimura Yaya notice is like in our generation, we have more flexible about our meal schedules. And then I was told about it's the third part. And the third part is about like what do you find special about the service and or the atmosphere when dining in the restaurant? And both of them discuss about the attentiveness and respect in Japanese restaurant culture. Kimura Yaya emphasized the politeness and quick response of staff, and Miku Sensei focused on the chopstick etiquette such as using the hashioki. And the next question is about what dining etiquette should someone visiting Japan from the first time be aware of? Because I have never been to the Japan, so I'm very curious about this question. And they told me like understanding and respecting the Japanese dining etiquette. And my friends told me generally behavior like being quiet and proper payment manners. And my Miku sensei focused on the specific chopstick related taboos. And the next question is about how do you feel about dining in casual restaurant compared to high-end ones? And they all say that high-end restaurants require more formal etiquette and respect of compared to casual setting. My friends Yaya focused on general formality when dining out, and Miku Sensei specifically mentions dress codes to show respect. And here's the conclusion. I have three conclusions about the Japanese culture and the Taiwanese culture. And we need to do it about Japanese food culture emphasizes the attention and detail and etiquette. And meals are important moments for socializing and expressing gratitude. And there is a desire to preserve and pass on traditional dining rituals and habits. And thank you for you listening to my interview with my friends. Thank you.
I did interviews with 10 Japanese students and 1 Taiwanese student about Taiwanese and Japanese food culture. We will not look at the results. First, let's look at the results of interviews with Japanese students, but I will not present all the results due to the large number of responses. Question 1. What do you think of Taiwanese food? They answered xiaolongbao, tapioca, Taiwan oolong tea, minced pork rice. Question 2. What are your impressions of Taiwan's food culture? It's similar to Chinese food. It uses a lot of spices. We are easy to eat. For example, it is available at food stores. There are many dishes that use various types of meat. Question 3. Have you eaten Taiwanese food? What did you eat and how was it? Also, how did you feel it is different from Japanese food? Xiaolongbao is very delicious. I have an image of a stronger taste than Japanese food. I ate minced pork rice, and it was spicy and delicious. I felt that the flavor was stronger than Japanese food. Question 4. What do you know about Taiwanese dining etiquette? It is round table. Maybe they use chopsticks like Japanese. They could leave some food to show they satisfied with the food. Many students answered they didn't know. Question 5. What do you think of Japanese dining etiquette? It's detailed. There are many beauty maintained manners, but there is a lot to learn. It's strict, but I am proud of our eating manners because those manners show our attitude towards food. Question 6. What do you think about Japanese food? It's a pride of Japan. It's healthy and Japan's proudest culture. I think it is an important traditional Japanese culture that must be passed on. It is popular among foreigners. Question 7. Do you think the Japanese are moving away from Japanese food culture and why? I don't think so. Actually, more and more foods of foreign come to Japan, but I often eat Japanese food, and there are many Japanese food restaurants in Japan. Probably, yes, I do. I Western food styles brought to Japan, and we started to eat bread in breakfast, and also we could access to Western food more easily. This question, half yes, half no.
Question 8. What do you think of the idea that eating dinner with someone is one way of building a relationship with that person? I think you can notice a closer relationship by talking and getting to know the other person over a meal. Also, depending on the manner of the meal, it could also be an opportunity to find out that you are not compatible with each other. I agree with the idea. Sharing the time to eat makes more easier to get along because I feel satisfied when I eat something delicious and relax. Question 9. What are some of Japanese service in restaurants? Caring, such as a clerk telling you to be careful because it is hot. Water must be provided free of charge. It's polite. The clerk bows to us. The waiter brings you water and hand towels when you arrive at the shop. The high level of customer service is one of the most typical Japanese culture. Question 10. What do you think the beauty of Japanese food? The appearance of the food and delicacy of the taste. That the food is colorful and beautiful designed, and that the environment including the dishes and the room is also considered and designed. I think it's beautiful how they use an abundance of seasonal ingredients. Question 11. What do you think the best charm about Japanese cuisine of Japanese food culture? Japanese food attractive, it is very healthy. Another attraction is that you say itadakimasu before eating and gochisousama deshita after eating. The taste varies from household to household, each with their own inherited traditions. The beauty and taste of the food, which is recognized by foreign countries, is the first attention. I think Japanese food is balanced nutritionally. Japanese food has their original seasonings, like soy sauce, dashi, mirin, sake. Those make Japanese food more extraordinary. Next, let's look at the results of interviews with Taiwanese students. Question 1. What do you think Japanese food? It's to achieve the utmost precisions. Question 2. What are your impressions of Japanese food culture? It's to achieve the utmost precision. What did you find different between Taiwanese food and Japanese food? I feel that Japanese food has a milder flavor. Question 4. What do you think of Taiwanese food culture? Fried food and the smell is heavy. Question 5. We hear that spices are often used in Taiwanese food. Are there any spices you are familiar with? Garlic, chili pepper, scallion, and sriracha. Question 6. What do you think the best charm about Taiwan's cuisine or Taiwanese food culture? Chou tofu smells a bit like natto but delicious. Question 7. What are some of the dining etiquette in Taiwan? Not much. Question 8. What do you know about Japanese dining etiquette? What kind of etiquette and how did you feel about them? Saying itadakimasu before eating. Question 9. What do you think about Japanese food? It's expensive and delicious. Question 10. In Japan, having dinner with someone is one of the ways to build a relationship with that person. What do you think about it? And what about in Taiwan? I think that is a very good culture. This is because I can make friends quickly. Taiwan is similar. Question 11. Is there any service you were surprised to receive in Japanese restaurants? Customers treat us like a god. Question 12. What Taiwanese food would you recommend to Japanese? Chūdoufu. This concludes my presentation.